app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A spring day is the most righteous time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Right now, for a limited time, you can lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 7th. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
One text, one snap, one scroll is all it takes to be game over behind the wheel. You drive, you text, you pay. Think you can be distracted? Visit itsnotagameillinois.com.
And now, Odyssey, WSCR, 670 The Score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network exclusively present the Cubs Radio pregame show, driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Brought to you in part by CatchDesMoines.com, Citgo, Chef IQ Sense, Sigler Subaru of Kenosha, Fitzgerald Equipment, Patriot Pavement Maintenance, TimberTech Decking and Railing, Bet365, The Village of Bedford Park, and McGrath Acura of Westmont. And now your host, Zach Zaidman.
It's a National League Central showdown. Hi, everyone. A pleasant good evening to you from Wrigley Field. I'm Zach Zaidman. It's the opener of a three-game set between the first-place Cubs and the second-place Milwaukee Brewers. Cubs lead the Brewers by 5.5 games. Coming up, we'll hear from both Colin Ray and Craig Counsell. But first, our conversation with Coom, sponsored by Yingling Traditional Lager, the oldest brewery in America, and by Hatfield, Better Care, Better Pork. Joined now by Ron Coomer. And Coom, the Brewers have been the class of the division the last few years, but this season, the Cubs have been in control from early on in the year.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a switch here in the division. The Cubs have taken over this year and have been in first place almost the entire season so far. And we're closing in on the halfway point, so that's been a little bit of a different look for the division. Cubs are a very good team. This Milwaukee team has been pitching good. There've been, it's one of those things where when these two collide, it's gonna be fun. It's good baseball and it's intense baseball. So, but it's been a very good start to the first half of the season for the Chicago Cubs.
Let's get right to it. Time now for the keys to the game. Sponsored by Heat and Frost Insulators and the Illinois Regional Insulation Contractors. Visit local17insulators.com and by Toyota. Visit your Chicagoland Toyota dealer or toyota.com today. Right-hander Ben Brown starts for the Cubs. Coombe, fellow right-hander Chad Patrick goes for the Brewers.
Well, for Brownie today, at the end of the day, you got to keep the ball in the ballpark. That fastball's he's got to have command of the fastball. If you have command of the fastball, good things happen. For Brownie, with a guy that likes to throw the high fastball, he gets a lot of ground balls, so that isn't bad. On a day like today when I'm looking at the center field flag and it's blown out. Patrick is a guy, the right-handers have done the damage against him. He throws a lot of cutters, a lot of four-seamers. 90% of his pitches are going to be hard stuff, so you can really get zoned in on something hard and try to stay to the middle of the field. If that's the case, the righties have hit 6 home runs out of the 7 that he has given up. And now it's time for the Bet365 bet of the game. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today. Cubs are -1.5, but the bet is +130. Over under today, very indicative of the wind blowing out. It's 9.5 on the over for the Cubs. Wind blowing out. It's 90 degrees and wind blowing out. So there you go. Suzuki +350 with the home run ball. Tucker +375. I like Shaw today. If he can stay on top of the ball and use right center with the wind blowing out, he's got a good chance of doing some damage today. That is a +800 bet.
Good stuff, Coombe. Thank you. Partly cloudy, as Coombe mentioned, the wind blowing straight out. At the moment, it's 83 degrees. Rain is possible later. Coming up, we talk All-Stars next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Matt Shaw. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
A spring day is the most righteous time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Get ready, Chicago. Bulls Fest 2025, presented by Foot Locker, is back at the United Center this summer. Mark your calendars for August 23rd and 24th and experience the ultimate basketball festival of the summer, featuring a large-scale 3v3 tournament, youth hoops clinics, exclusive merchandise, and more that the whole family can enjoy. Registration for the Bulls Fest 3v3 tournament is now open, with brackets available for players of all skill levels, ages 8 and up. For more information, visit bullsfest.com.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you, the gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Mully and Hobbs on Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. Cubs hosting Milwaukee. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now for the inside pitch. We say hello to Score Baseball insider Bruce Levine. And Bruce, you're seeing stars this evening.
Yes, I am, Zach. After a quick start to the season, Cub players are getting a lot of support in all-star balloting that just was revealed the last few days. Leading the way for the Northsiders are both Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker, who are 1-2 in the voting for National League outfielders.
It's nice to be able to, see that, Tuck and I are the leading outfielders, and I think I take pride in being able to, say I'm one of many Cubbies that are getting a really nice nod, because most of everybody in this clubhouse deserves those votes. So, I would like to see a lot of us get sent to Atlanta, but again, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well, we all get a week off and a nice little reset.
Armstrong has been a surprise slugger and home run hitter, but don't expect him to be a candidate for a home run derby.
That's a different kind of power, I think. That's a different kind of power. I don't know if I can withstand however long the timer is there. That'd be a struggle.
Zach, numerous Cubs, including Carson Kelly and Seiya Suzuki, are also starting to pile up all-star votes.
Yeah, there are a lot of candidates. Bruce, thanks. The Cubs take on the Mariners in a 3-game series starting this Friday, June 20th. Be here for it. Get your tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. Coming up, the latest on Porter Hodge next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Cool off and cash in. The Pepsi Bottle Lotto Sweepstakes is turning every sip into a shot at prizes. Just scan specially marked 20-ounce Pepsi Cola bottles, enter the code under the cap, and you're in the game. Instant cash-in product prizes are up for grabs, with a winner every 60 seconds. And each week, someone's taking home 20 grand. Make this summer one to remember. Play now at BottleLotto.com. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18+. Subject to official rules at BottleLotto.com. Ends 8/9/2025.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Baskets have more flavor than your taste buds know what to do with. We start with all white meat, breaded, seasoned, and fried to crunchy perfection. Next, we double down and toss them in honey barbecue or new buffalo sauce. Serve them up with DQ fries, Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, and you've got flavor on flavor on flavor. Get the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket in honey barbecue or new buffalo right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
All Cubs, triples, and saves are sponsored by Great Lakes Credit Union, Chicago's Credit Union. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. Cubs home versus Milwaukee. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. Time now to check on who's hot and cold, sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency, call the professionals. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Nico Horner's batting .308 over his last 7 games. The cold, Matt Shaw, 2 for 25 over his last 7. The injury report is sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit ibji.com for locations and services. Porter Hodge will pitch for AAA Iowa tonight. He's trying to work his way back from a hip impingement. Coming up, a ray of sunshine next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Matthew Boyd. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs Brewers at Wrigley Field. This is the Cubs radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, Colin Ray has been invaluable since entering the rotation for the injured Justin Steele. So I asked Ray if he's able to put into words what he's meant to the Cubs this season.
That's a good question. I don't know. I try and just come in prepared every single day. Going back to spring training, coming prepared to spring, just knowing that, it's kind of up in the air with me as far as what my role would be coming in, but just to be prepared as possible and come in good shape and ready to rock. And, it's just like I'm kind of used to it at this point because it's kind of what I've been doing most of my career. But, I feel like I'm in a good spot right now.
You, to me, are a microcosm of a lot of people in this clubhouse that didn't know exactly what role they'd play coming in. And everyone's had to do a little bit something different and excelled at whatever that is. What has enabled you to do that?
I think it's probably a lot of things, but first of all, the group of guys that Jed and the guys are bringing in, I think guys with high character, just good humans, open-minded too. I think that's a big one. Sometimes we can get stuck in our ways and, especially if you had success in the past, you can kind of get a little bit stubborn and stuck in your ways in that. But if you're open-minded and willing to try new things that the organization feels that they can help you out. So I think it's just, the willingness to do that every single day and not being content of where you're at, just trying to get better.
How much of that is just being a veteran and understanding that at this stage of your big league life, you want to win? That's why you're here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good sign that we have going so far. This is the group of guys that we have. I feel like, I talk about it all the time. It's just like you look around the clubhouse and it's just a really, really good group. Guys with, veteran presence, some young guys sprinkled in there too. And it's just a good mix. And, and the other thing is guys want to come in, they want to play. Like every single day, Dansby, Ian, Nico, like all those guys, they want to play every single game. And so I think this just shows the love and passion that they have for baseball and the willingness to do whatever it takes to win and take us all the way.
There are few people better equipped to talk about this divisional showdown than you. And you experienced what Craig Counsell was on the other side in Milwaukee and here now with the Cubs. What is it about him that makes him get the best out of people?
That's a good question. I think he has this just presence about him. The way that he can, first of all, I think the willingness to trust him. Like he's had such high success as a manager, as a player, and you just kind of learn to trust his ways. And even if there's some times where you may not agree with him, I think if you can trust the process and trust that he has, your best interest in mind, and for him to be able to do that, we're 26 guys in the clubhouse, that's tough to do. But, I think the success that he had in Milwaukee, is obviously leading over to Chicago, and he's a great guy to play for, and I think that's what everyone else would say in this room too.
It's often said in baseball, a manager during a game doesn't make much of a difference compared to some of the other sports. You live it. What does he bring during a game?
I think just the decisions, the in-game decisions that he's making with the bullpen, and how he handles all that, when to take starters out of the game, when to bring certain relievers in. I think he has a really good feel for that stuff. And Obviously, I've never managed. I don't know what it's like, but I would have to imagine that that's kind of the hardest. Along with, everyone's got a different personality in here, along with dealing with, when to pick guys up, when to kind of, get on them a little bit and give them a shove when they need it. But, his ability to kind of feel around and be able to have that feel every single day, I think is huge.
Colin, thank you so much for your perspective.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cubs right-hander Colin Ray, the former Brewer. During this Brewers series, the 50-50 raffle will feature a guaranteed $30,000 jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador here at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of Thursday's game. Coming up, the Manager Show next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the Jet Appearance Package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A spring day is the most righteous time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink, a sweet vanilla, maybe a smooth caramel, or that white chocolate mocha. Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Cubs fans, 670 The Score gives you an insider's perspective of your favorite team throughout the season.
Talking to Ian Happ, Tuesdays at 11:25 with Rahimi and Harris. Nico Horner, Tuesdays at 2:30 with Spiegel and Holmes.
Cubs manager Craig Counsell, bi-weekly with Spiegel and Holmes.
Plus, we'll talk to Cubs president of baseball operations Jed Hoyer and GM Carter Hawkins throughout the season as well.
We are your official radio home of the Cubs. Chicago's Sports Radio 670 The Score.
Cubs Brewers at Wrigley Field. Time now to hear from Cubs manager Craig Counsell, sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Here's Kuhn.
Counsell, after an off day yesterday, as we always talk, off days are pretty precious around the ballpark. Yesterday's off day.
Well, we had, a nice win on Father's Day. And so, and we got to get the families together on the field after Father's Day, which was, I know, fun for all the dads for sure. And then, and having a night game tonight gave everybody just a nice little break, really, after 13 in a row, our longest stretch of the season so far. So, and then ready to come back and have 6 more games at Wrigley, which is great.
So you got 6 games here. So you got Milwaukee in town, obviously, all about them. And then Seattle comes, but then it's St. Louis. So now you're getting into the crux of kind of the schedule you're playing, the teams you're going to be looking at all year long on who's going to play in October. Your thoughts on that part or this part of the schedule, I guess, question.
Yeah, I mean, I think teams in the division, teams, good teams that have been playoff teams for multiple years. Obviously, this is a team that we need to beat. And they're going to be right there for a bunch of the year. So these are important games on the schedule. We'll kind of give it everything we got and know that this is a good team. This team pitches very well. I think that's their strength. They've struggled to score runs a little bit, but they pitch really, really well. And so, we have some different weather and conditions today. The wind is blowing out very differently than it has the vast majority of days at Wrigley so far this year. So we'll see how that affects kind of what kind of game we're playing tonight.
Does that affect you, because it is a major change? It's been cold and wind blowing in day after day after day, and now all of a sudden it's 90 degrees outside and the wind's blowing out. So for you managing and what your kind of messages to the offense, and anything different?
Well, it's always, we get questions. It's tough for the hitter to do different. You're trying to square the ball up, and whatever the wind's doing, it doesn't matter. You're trying to square a baseball up. It's hard enough to do that. But when an out turns into a double or a home run, that's hard for the pitcher. So I think for the pitcher is really where this becomes a mental test. I mean, if I'm going to use another golf analogy with the U.S. Open, they talked about, like, when the golfer the ball lands and he thinks he hit a good shot and it's not a good shot and it's off the green, it's like a pitcher. He makes a good pitch and he doesn't get an out. It messes with you, right? Your head as much as anything. So these are days for pitchers that you got to be mentally tough, because chances are there's going to be a ball in play that doesn't go your way that should be an out.
When you face Milwaukee, you face them now. I know Murph across the way is one of your buddies, and we all know that story. But these games, are they fun to manage now that you've done this a while against one of your friends from across the way? I mean, this is definitely different than maybe any player-manager relationship that I've seen in baseball. It's a unique relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it's the, I'd say it's not that much fun, honestly, like managing against your friends. You can't really talk about the game because you're trying to beat each other. So it's a little different from that perspective. Not necessarily harder. You enjoy talking about the game. It's somebody you talked about the game with for a long time, and we don't talk about these games because of normal situation. I think we understand that, but so that part is that part. I mean, you have some knowledge of their personnel and some knowledge of what, how Murph likes to do things, and I think them of us as well. So that's kind of cancels each other out, and it ends up, players just kind of executing and doing their jobs.
Well, I hope come November you can talk to Murph about these games and tell him why you won. How's that?
You're not going to be interested in that.
I didn't think so. Good luck this series against Milwaukee.
Thanks, Coom.
That's the manager's show. Craig Counsell, Zach, back to you.
Coom, thanks. The baseball board next on The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi and Harris, middays, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
And his incredible legacy towards the game. Thank you.
A moment of silence here at Wrigley Field for the late Bob Uecker, the legendary Brewers announcer who passed away this offseason. Cubs getting set to play Milwaukee in the opener of a 3-game set. Now let's pause as we get set for the playing of the national anthem here at Wrigley Field prior to Game 1 of the series.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight toward the ramparts we watched, were such gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whose sages the star-spangled banner
Girls Next Door performing the national anthem tonight at Wrigley Field. The national anthem sponsored by Patriot Pavement Maintenance, simplifying pavement maintenance for industrial, commercial, and educational clients. As we approach the top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Spiegel and Home Show afternoons, 2 to 6 on the score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs hosting Milwaukee. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Ian Happ, who has homered 3 times over his last 7 games. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Right-hander Ben Brown going for the Cubs, 3-5 with a 5+ ERA. But in 2 career starts against Milwaukee, he's not allowed a run. Fellow right-hander Chad Patrick going for the Brewers, 3-6, a 3.25 ERA, coming off his worst big league start, 5 runs in 5 innings last Wednesday versus Atlanta. Around Baseball, sponsored by Great Clips. It's going to be great. Bottom of the 6th inning, Phillies lead the Marlins 3-2. Other action around the majors, the Pirates on top of the Tigers 3-2 in the last of the 5th. Alexander Canario with a 2-run single. The Rockies lead the Nationals 3-1. They're in the middle of the 5th inning. Michael Toglia, 2-run home run. Angels 3, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the 3rd in the Bronx, Taylor Ward, a 2-run single. The Blue Jays lead the Diamondbacks 2-zip. Top of the 4th in Toronto. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 9th home run, a solo shot. Twins strike first. They lead the Reds 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd in Cincinnati, Byron Buxton with a home run, his 12th of the year. Here at Wrigley Field, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Brewers, Pat, Ron, next on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
History That Doesn't Suck is a legit, seriously researched, hard-hitting history podcast told through entertaining stories. Listen to History That Doesn't Suck on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you missed any of the Rahimi and Harris show, no worries. Just go to the Rahimi and Harris show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Rahimi and Harris on the score.
A spring day is the most righteous time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across the cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right? In the flesh. Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink, a sweet vanilla, maybe a smooth caramel, or that white chocolate mocha. Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Ian Happ.
Base hit into right. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
Hey, it's Nico Horner.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play.
Hey, it's Kyle Tucker.
Kyle drives one in the air to right field. That ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer. This is what you came here for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benny's Beverage Depot, Nissan, Benjamin Moore, Hefty Trash Bags, Laturo Tire, James Hardy Building Products, Sea Glass Wine, Volvo, Sloan, Xfinity, It's Not a Game, Illinois.com, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, and Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And now here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and All-Star Ron Kumar with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's time for game one of a 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Good evening, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. Zach Zaidman working alongside our great engineer Paul Zarang at the controls. We all welcome you to the broadcast. It's a red-hot night. Officially, it doesn't become summer for a few more days, but this sure feels like a summer night at the friendly confines. 80 degrees, windy, wind blowing straight out to center. Could be a good night to be a hitter at Wrigley Field. The starting pitchers will certainly have something to say about that, and they are a couple of young, hard-throwing right-handers. Ben Brown going for the Cubs, and Chad Patrick starting for Milwaukee. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for tonight's game, sponsored by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. Leading off for the visitors from Wisconsin, Sal Frelick in right field. Jackson Chourio in center. William Contreras catching. Christian Yelich is the DH. Yelich is also the cleanup hitter for Milwaukee. Rhys Hoskins at first. Isaac Collins in left field. Bryce Terang bats seventh and plays second base. Caleb Durbin at third base, and Joey Ortiz batting ninth and playing shortstop. The Cubs take the field. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. Back with baseball. The Cubs and the Brewers back to get it started right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yuengling after 196 years. The wait is over. Yuengling finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. And first of all, welcome back, partner, after getting a couple days off. And this is always a really fun series for everybody involved here in the Midwest.
It's become a very keen rivalry, Ron, the Cubs and the Brewers. And we'll talk about that as we move along. Let's give you the Cubs lineup. Ian Happ leading off in left. Kyle Tucker in right. Seiya Suzuki, the DH, to bat third. Pete Crow Armstrong in center. Pete, the number 4 hitter. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Michael Busch at first base. The number 7 hitter is Cubs catcher Carson Kelly. Nico Horner at second base. And batting ninth and playing third base, Matt Shaw. Nice warm night at Wrigley, 80 degrees, the game time temperature, sponsored by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. Sal Frelick leads it off. The Brewers in their traveling unis, the navy blue shirts with gray trousers, gold numbers. Cubs in their home whites with the blue pinstripes all over. Here comes the first pitch from Ben Brown. It's in for a strike, and away we go. Cubs have the blue hats. They'll wear blue helmets while batting, blue numbers on their backs, blue socks and sleeves. Ben Brown not wearing the long sleeves under the shirt. He fires outside and high, 1-1. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Swing and a miss on a change. Might have foul-tipped it, 1-2. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Ron, as you think about Ben Brown facing these Brewers, what's on your mind?
I really think for Brownie, and with the weather conditions, command of his fastball, that is his best pitch by far, and he has a very good one. But if he has command of that in and out of the zone, good things will happen.
Fastball, strike 3 call, top of the zone. Frelick is out, number 1.
just underway. One down. Jackson Churio, the batter. Brown pitched great ball against Milwaukee up in Wisconsin. They've only played 3 games against each other this year. May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The Cubs took 2 out of 3. And in the May 2nd game, Ben Brown came up big, Ron, with 6 shutout innings in an easy 10-0 Cubs win. There's the pitch to Churio. It's a strike.
Boy, the Cubs could really use an outing like that from Brownie today. And right away here, it looks like he has good feel of his fastball and is throwing it for strikes.
Here's a pop-up foul. Might stay on the field of play over near the first base dugout, and it is out of play. Right near the camera well, adjacent to the first base dugout. There's a little angle to the wall in that area. So if you're a first baseman, you got to run 100 feet to hope to have a play. That's not an easy play to make.
No, it is not. And the one thing we know about Wrigley, with the wind blowing out now, the wind has been blowing in almost all season long, but with it blowing out, the balls hit the foul territory going down the lines will get pushed back to fair territory. So that is the big difference in the way Wrigley Field will play today as opposed to just 2 days ago.
Jackson Churio waits. Here's the pitch. Drive foul down the right field line, out of play. Rod, I could swear I saw you smiling when you said wind blowing out.
Yeah.
I think every hitter feels that way.
I love this ballpark when that wind is blowing out.
Ground ball to short, charging, picking is Swanson, sets the feet, makes the throw to get him. And that's out number 2. The more ground balls you can serve up on a night like this or a day like this with the wind blowing out, the better off you're going to be.
Well, there's no doubt about that. For years, the Cubs would look to pitchers in the free agent market when they were looking sinker ballers. Why? Because of the conditions today. To keep the ball on the ground and, in turn, keep it in the ballpark.
William Contreras, the younger brother of Wilson, former Cub, now with the Cardinals. Williams struggling at 237. 6 home runs, 31 driven in. Here's a smash foul past third. Both teams coming off big series wins over the weekend. The Cubs right here at Wrigley grabbed 3 out of 4 against the Pirates. Milwaukee, meantime, up in Wisconsin, took 3 out of 4 against St. Louis. So each team coming in with a high. And the 1-1. Swinging a liner down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Extra base knock. Contreras is going to have a stand-up double as Ian Happ gets it back in. And it's a 2-out double for the Milwaukee catcher.
A knuckle curve from Brownie, and this ball stays up and out over the plate. And Contreras stays on it pretty well, hooks it down into the corner. First inning powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. And a speed gun today powered by Xfinity. Gets seriously powerful Wi-Fi. Xfinity, the Wi-Fi. I know you've been gone a few days. It's booming. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
I heard that, Ron, and I heard many of those commercials. You really appreciate it when you get the full flavor of the full 30 or 60-second spot.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Well, sort of. Here's the 0-1 stretch by Ben Brown, glancing back at the runner Contreras, and the pitch to Yelich. Yelich takes inside. Now, Yelich has been hot in his last 20 games, hitting .368. But he was ice cold before that. For the year, he's hitting only .239. So you can imagine how low he was before he got hot. And he takes outside 2-1.
Yeah, now with 14 home runs. So the home run ball is starting to come back for Yelich. There for a few years, he did some injury issues, and the home run numbers were down. They are not down this year.
No score, 2 down, top of the first, a runner at second. Yelich in his career against Brown, 0 for 6. The big, tall right-hander Ben Brown coming back 2-1 to Christian Yelich. Fastball up and away, ball 3. Great crowd at Wrigley. Looks like it's going to be very close to a sellout. Somewhere in the 40,000 neighborhood. And that's what we expect for pretty much every single game from here on here on in, possibly, but until further notice, certainly. Here's a swing and a miss, 3-2.
Yeah, I've had great crowds here at Wrigley all season long. Excellent pitch by Brownie on 3-1. The knuckle curve. Good call by Kelly, giving Yelich a breaking ball on that pitch.
Another one swung on and missed, strike 3. A knuckle curve strikes out Yelich. No runs from Milwaukee. They leave a man at second after a half. Brewers nothing. Cubs coming up on The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Ian Happ. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Kelly's Market introduces Kelly's Delivery and Curbside Pickup. Now you can shop from home at kellysmarket.com. Our Kelly's Delivery team is ready to deliver the essentials right to your front door. Try Witch's new breakfast menu with a fresh coffee from Pachugo and enjoy all your favorite convenience items from Kelly's Market without leaving the comfort of your home. Out and about? Visit kellysmarket.com. Choose pickup and we'll bring your order right to your car. It all starts at kellysmarket.com or vroomdelivery.com/Kellys.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs leadoff man is Ian Happ, and the leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Ian Happ gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Ian Happ had the game winner on Sunday to beat the Pirates in extra innings. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Chad Patrick. First pitch swung on and missed. Chad Patrick, Ron, first time we've ever seen him. He's from nearby Hebron, Indiana, which is not far from Chicago. And here comes the 0-1 now to Ian Happ. Swing and a miss, strike 2. What do you know about his stuff?
Well, I know that area is right by Crown Point, Indiana, which obviously we all know is just over the border, not far. A lot of hard stuff. It's going to be cutter and 4-seam fastball to 2-seam.
Happ takes strike 3 called, and he is out number 1. Happ squawking a little bit to Scott Berry, the home plate umpire. Adam Beck is the first base umpire. Dan Iasonia working at second. C.B. Buckner over at third.
A pitch right at the bottom of the zone. So you got cutter, what looked like a 4-seamer that had some run to it. It was right in the middle of the plate, but right at the bottom of the zone.
Kyle Tucker hits a high fly ball deep right center. Back goes Churio near the wall. Churio will leap and drop the ball. He dropped the ball up against the fence. It's a double for Kyle Tucker. Churio reached up, got a glove on the ball, probably didn't have to jump as I think about it again, Ron. It hit out of his glove and then caromed against the wall, which made it a live ball, even though he caught it before it touched the ground. And it's going to be a 1-out double for Tucker.
That's exactly correct. If he just goes back to the ivy, he just catches this ball. He comes up a step short and then jumps. As he's waiting for the ball, he jumps. He goes up, the ball's coming down, and it hits him in the heel of the glove. That is definitely a ball that should have been caught.
Cubs with a scoring chance, a man at second, 1 away. Pickoff throw to second, not in time. Seiya Suzuki, the batter. Chad Patrick this season has kind of a misleading record. 3-6 sounds like he's really been struggling, but then you look at his ERA, 3.25. You know he's pitched some good ball also. Suzuki will foul it back.
Some of the numbers I saw earlier today, you look at less than a hit an inning. That's good. More than a strikeout per inning, or right at the strikeout per inning number. But right-handers have hit 6 home runs out of the 7 he's given up.
No score first inning, a man at second. Suzuki checks and takes a breaking ball away. It's 2-1. Patrick, in the minor leagues a year ago, had a dream season with AAA Nashville. 14-1, and he was the International League Pitcher of the Year. Here's the 1-1, fastball strike. And Ron, all he did was lead the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts, and held opponents to a paltry .215 batting average. So he had a great year, and it was just a matter of time before you call a guy like that up to the big leagues. And here he is. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Seiya took kind of an awkward-looking, reaching-type swing, chasing a ball outside, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, this is that cutter/slider type pitch, and it ends up off the plate away. It starts and ends up probably about good 6 inches off the plate away.
Here is Pete Crow Armstrong trying to drive in the game's first run. He's got 18 home runs, left-handed batter waiting. And he'll take a fastball a little bit low. You wonder how many pitches he'll get to work or to see against Chad Patrick. You've got a right-handed batter, Swanson, on deck. The lead at second by Tucker. And the 1-0 from Patrick to PCA swung on and missed in the count 1-1.
Hitting against this guy, to me, when you look at his pitch patterns, the most success he's had is up in the zone. I would be looking at hard stuff, and I'd be looking up in the zone if I were hitting in this ball game.
Now the 1-1. Up and in, almost hit him, did hit him. It grazed him in the upper right arm as he spun away. And Pete will take his base. He did not bother to rub it. He just dropped the bat and jogged down to first. So now 2 men on with 2 down, and here's Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, that catches Pete in that. He's got an arm guard on that tricep, his lead tricep, which for a lefty would be his right arm. And it hit him in that. And now the Cubs need a big 2-out hit. Big gap in right center field.
Swanson had a game-winning home run in one of the games against the Pirates. Takes way outside for a ball. Good save by the catcher, Contreras. They play deep, and they play him to pull. The center fielder, Churio, a good 20 feet over toward the gap in left center. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Dansby will take a strike on the outside edge. Fitzgerald Equipment, material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. That pitch was outside as we watch the replay. Called a strike. Nonetheless, here comes the 1-1. Swinging a tapper back to the mound, fielded by Patrick. Reverse pivot, throw to first in time to end the inning. Cubs get a double and a hit batsman, but walk away empty-handed after 1. Cubs nothing, Milwaukee nothing on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here with Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and All-Star Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
A spring day is the most righteous time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river. give me a do. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a do.
Do the do.
If you missed any of the Spiegel and Holmes show, no worries. Just go to the Spiegel and Holmes show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Spiegel and Holmes on The Score.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Top two at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Brewers are scoreless. Our second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are.
6'6" right-hander Ben Brown going to work on Rhys Hoskins. First pitch low and away for ball one. No score. Each team had an extra base knock, but neither team scored in the first. Hoskins pulls it foul deep to left, out of play. Hoskins hitting .245, but he's always dangerous. Big, strong, right-handed batting first baseman with 10 home runs. Slightly open stance. The 1-1. Off the inside, the count 2-1. Zach Zaidman will be chiming in every now and again on the out-of-town scoreboard, and he'll drop by in the fifth inning to work with Ron Coomer. 2-1 is inside. The Cardinals are also in Chicago. They're playing the White Sox on the south side. Starting their series tonight. St. Louis off to a 5-1 lead in the third. Breaking ball is inside, and Hoskins has drawn a leadoff walk. And that's what Ben Brown really wants to avoid, Ron.
Yeah, on a day like today, there's two things that can really hurt you as a pitcher. One, walks. With the wind blowing out, you look at big innings, making mistakes defensively, making errors, and giving guys extra at-bats. Those are the things you really got to stay away from in a ball game like today.
Isaac Collins is a left-handed batter, and he fouls it away. Collins hitting .234 with 2 home runs, 11 driven in. Shaw plays shallow at third just in case Collins thinks about laying one down. Bush holding the runner at first, and the pitch is up and away for a ball.
On a day like today, I would think, unless that is really a big weapon in your offensive game, the bunt really shouldn't be much of a play today with the wind blowing out as hard as it is.
Deep fly ball to right. This is trouble. Back toward the wall is Tucker, and that ball is going to sail out of here for a home run. You were just talking, Ron, about the conditions, and Isaac Collins hit one that just kept on sailing straight away right, fair by about 60 feet and gone by plenty. And Milwaukee leads 2-0 here in the second inning.
No doubt the ball is really going to carry. This is a knuckle curve that stays inside, probably in inner third, about knee high, right in the wheelhouse of the left-handed hitter. They wanted this ball down and in, and that one ended up in the strike zone, got too much of the plate, and it ended up in the seats.
Collins, third of the year, now with 13 runs batted in. So the leadoff walk comes back to sting Ben Brown. Bryce Terang, the batter, left-handed hitting second baseman, taking ball 2. We're accustomed to seeing Terang up near the top of the order. In fact, leadoff has been where he's been the last year or two. Tonight hitting 7th. Smacks one on the ground up the middle, base hit under the glove of Ben Brown. And the Brewers, with 2 runs in, have a man on, still nobody out, and the batter is Caleb Durbin.
A walk, home run, and now a single here in this second inning.
Mentioned Brown beat these Brewers on May the 2nd. 6 shutout innings. His best outing of his career also in Milwaukee last season, May 28th of 2024. Breaking ball in there for a strike. You might remember this one, Ron. 7 no-hit innings pitched in what I would say was clearly the best game started of his big league career.
No doubt.
Here comes the 0-1 to Durbin. Short lead by Turang, a check swing foul. As I recall, his pitch count was way up to over 100, and it just would not have been practical to let him keep going. A young guy, even though he had the no-hitter going, you got to think about what it possibly could do in terms of damage to his arm.
Yeah, in today's game, that's the way the game is played. And, 30 years ago, that would not have been the case. He'd have kept pitching.
Right.
But now the pitch count is king. There's no matter what else is going on, that is the thing that dictates a guy staying in or not if he's pitching long.
Some clouds moving in. Lights have been turned on. It's breezy. It's very warm and a little sticky. 2-0 Brewers. Here comes the strike 2 pitch on the way to Durbin. And Durbin swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Ben Brown. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 1 away, 2 runs in. Joey Ortiz, the batter.
Now Durbin set up for the heater, got the knuckle curve, and was just out front of that last breaking ball.
Turang is an active base runner. You got to keep an eye on him. Here's the ball popped up onto the right side, and Nico Horner will make the catch. And that's out number 2. 2 gone. The batter is now going to be Sal Frelick.
And now if you're Brown, you got 2 outs after the 2-run homer. You just want to limit the damage here in this inning and get the boys back up to the plate.
Frelick took a called third strike to begin the game. I would not be surprised to see Turang running here. You got 2 outs. You got the leadoff guy up there. Why not? Turang, 15 steals. He's been caught 4 times. There he goes. The pitch bounced toward the middle. Nico will glove it and throw to first and gets his man. And that ends the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. Middle of inning number 2. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow The Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
And don't miss Circa's Ultimate High Stakes Survivor Contest. It's Circa Grandissimo, the same as Circa Survivor, except for the $100,000 entry fee. Maximum of 2 entries and $1.5 million guaranteed to the winner. Pick 1 team straight up every week to win. Go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win. Plus, every entrant of Circa Grandissimo gets the Grandissimo experience at Circa, including a 3-night Founders Suite stay, round-trip flights from JSX, the Derrick Signature Experience at Stadium Swim, and more. So get in on Circa Grandissimo today.
Marquee and the Cubs have teamed up for an online auction benefiting Project Main Street. Bid on game use items and exclusive experiences like calling play-by-play for half an inning on Marquee Sports Network.
First pitch low and inside, Zach, to Michael Busch. What else you got there?
The auction is live right now through Sunday, June 26th at 8 p.m. Cubs.com/auctions.
Swinging a bouncer foul. As you said, Main Street. I immediately thought of the great old song by Bob Seger, Down on Main Street. Maybe that song should be playing in the background during the event.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Here comes the 1-1 to Busch. Outside for a ball. 2-1. Chad Patrick lost to Atlanta his last time out. Swinging a foul back. Gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings.
And Busch, he just missed that one. He got a high cutter. Top of the zone. Followed straight back.
Cubs with a 5.5 game lead. Milwaukee in second place. Cubs are 7 games ahead of both Cincinnati and St. Louis. Still a lot of baseball left to be played. This is game number 73 for the Cubs tonight. Cubs are 16 games above 500, which equals a season high. Swinging a foul back. Let's see if Busch can start a rally here. Cubs trail by 2. Patrick coming back 2-2, swinging a bouncer foul.
Patrick's throwing a lot of, he's got a 2-seamer working pretty well, and he loves the cutter. That's his main pitch. It would not surprise me if that's the pitch that he held on to a little long and hit Pete Kerr Armstrong in the right arm.
The 2-2 popped up. Foul might be playable for the catcher Contreras over near the stands, and it's out of play. Contreras play acting as if he had a play, but it was on the other side of the screen, and he knew it was going to be there. He was just kind of having some fun.
Messing with Michael Busch, actually.
Might have majored in drama in school. Who knows? And now the 2-2. Bounced foul. This is a good plate appearance for Busch. You always like to see a guy rewarded, Ron, when he fouls off several tough pitches.
Yeah, he's battling. He's had a couple good pitches to hit, took good swings and fouled them straight back, and he's fought off some excellent pitches from Patrick.
And the 2-2. Line toward left center field, coming in and making a diving catch is Collins. Very nice play by Isaac Collins. The guy who hit the 2-run homer in the top of the inning begins the bottom of the second with a great diving catch. Very nice play.
Collins comes in. He has to go towards the gap and then kind of lays out to catch this ball. Kind of borderline whether you dive or not, but he does and makes the catch.
Here's Carson Kelly. Carson hitting .245. He'll take a strike. That's another feature of games at Wrigley where the wind is blowing out. You're not sure how long a ball is going to stay in the air. That wind will make it carry a little bit closer to you than you might have initially thought.
Yeah, I would agree. The ball just carries. It's going to. Batting practice today was unreal. You know, we haven't seen that in a while. Ball just flying out of Wrigley.
2-0 Brewers, bottom of the second inning. Carson Kelly with 9 home runs. And the pitch on the way to Carson. It's outside for a ball. 1-2. Craig Counsell, Cubs manager. Of course, he managed Milwaukee for many years. And now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Kelly is out number 2. I got a chuckle reading Paul Sullivan's column in the Chicago Trib today. And he was saying that feelings are so intense between Milwaukee and the Cubs, in particular counsel for leaving the Brewers, that even his own brother-in-law boos him when he goes back to Milwaukee. How do you like that?
Brother-in-law gets the check when they go to dinner then.
Probably creates some interesting dinner conversations, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I would take the tomahawk steak and the real good wine, and here, you get the check.
Nico lines a base hit to left. It's a smart move to always let them get the check.
Yeah. They're going to boo you. They got something coming back.
Nico, a 2-out single. And here's Matt Shaw coming up. Cubs trail 2-0. Now, Ron, both teams like to run. The stolen base has been a big thing for both of these teams. What does that mean, though, when you're playing in a game where the wind is blowing out? Are you going to run as much?
I would say no, you don't run as much, but I think also for the Cubs, they're going to want to jumpstart their offense a little bit.
There's a base hit into right center. This is going to get a run in. It goes all the way to the wall. Nico Horner racing around third. He's going to score on a double by Matt Shaw. Game on. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Now, this is one of those things that when you look at matchups for the Cubs in this game, Patrick on the mound likes to cut his fastball and run it away from the right-hander. The best that Shaw has done is by using the other side of the field. Good matchup for Shaw. He gets that cutter and he shoots it the other way and splits the gap. Nico scores all the way from first.
2-1 ball game. RBI number 9 from Matt Shaw. Here is Ian Happ stepping in. And Happ will take a fastball strike. RBIs by Cubs batter, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old. Old National Bank. No challenges in the game as yet. Manager challenges and instant replays. A reminder. Here's a line drive toward first, caught by Hoskins. And that ends the inning. He reached down, caught it at thigh level. Cubs make some really outstanding contact. 4 line drives in the inning. 2 were caught. Cubs get a run on 2 hits. We go to the third. Brewers 2, Cubs 1. This is the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Feeling unmotivated to go to the gym? Maybe you're tired of the hamster wheel fitness grind. I mean, you're not a hamster, right? Maybe you need a gym for humans. Welcome to First Ascent Climbing and Fitness, where humans of all backgrounds and abilities try hard and have fun together. Every visit brings new climbs, no boring workouts, no rodent energy. And we offer yoga classes and fitness equipment too. Start your membership in June and save $49. Learn more at faclimbing.com/humans.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Top 3, Brewers 2, Cubs 1, 80 degrees, cloudy at Wrigley Field. Wind blowing out. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today.
Very good, Zach. I'm going to finish reading the challenge reminder spot. Here is a first pitch, third inning to Jackson Chourio, and it's in there for a strike. All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Chourio fouls it away. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Big crowd. A few more dark clouds have moved into the area. There's a chance for the occasional thunderstorm tonight. I think we should be okay. High fly ball, shallow right, drifting in. Tucker circling underneath it and makes the catch. And that's out number one. And Ron and Zach and Paul, it's time for us to make our picks in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. We'll give you a chance to settle into the ball game after a couple days off. I'll say 41,000. I'll say 40,500. How's that? There you go.
Very good. Here's a foul by William Contreras, out of play right side. I'll guess 40,704. Ben Brown, the 6'6" right-hander, fires. The ball bounced out to second. A jogging William Contreras is out easily at first. Now, we don't know if he has a sore leg or a hamstring issue or some kind of an ailment, but he was not running hard at all down the first base line. And that's out number two, and the batter, Christian Yelich.
Kind of an odd play. He never did make it to first base.
Yelich will take high.
I'll go 40,000 right on the dot. And the maestro, our engineer, Paul Zarang, will go 40,222.
Very good. We are all set then with the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. At the end of this inning, by the way, it's going to be time to slow down the action a little bit for Iservay. Here's a fly ball, deep right center field. Racing over Tucker and Crow Armstrong. That ball is going to be off the vines. And Yelich will stop at second with a double. I think several people thought it was going to be gone. Yelich, Tucker, and Crow Armstrong. The way they reacted, did you see it that way?
I absolutely did. I think Yelich definitely thought it was a homer, as he was not running hard out of the box. He was running, but not hard. And then as he got around first, he realized the ball was going to hit the ivy, and then he kicked it into gear. But I don't know if it would have mattered. It ended up being a double for Yelich.
Yeah, with his speed, if he's running, that's going to be three bases easily. 2 outs, a man at second. Rhys Hoskins, the batter. And the pitch to Hoskins fouled away. Hoskins had a base on balls and scored a run on the homer by Isaac Collins in the second. 2-1 Milwaukee leading. Brown glancing back at the runner Yelich. Hoskins swings and misses, tried to check, couldn't do it. Hoskins almost able to check. Well, those strong guys in the middle of the order, they can sure make it look like a check swing when you know they swung. There is a pitch down low.
Yeah, as fast as the bat's going forward, it comes back just as fast.
Now the set for the 1-2. Brown to Hoskins. Drilled down the left field line and foul. Now let me ask you this. Would that be something a guy would ever practice, Ron?
No.
Practice a check swing to make it look like no swing?
No, because it's a mistake. You're committing and then you don't want to.
Okay.
So they don't practice it. But what you do is, the stronger you are, the more you have control of the barrel. That's the whole idea. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
A ball and 2 strikes on Rhys Hoskins. Ben Brown fires. It's down low, blocked by Kelly to avoid a wild pitch. Just getting started in this 3-game series. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. And a day game on Thursday at 1:20. Here comes the 2-2 from Brown. Instead, time call. The Seattle Mariners will be here for this weekend. Brown taking a little extra time. Big, tall right-hander glancing back at Yelich. Yelich about an 8-foot lead. And the 2-2. Hoskins strikes out swinging. Breaking ball got him. No runs on a hit. A man left. And now it's time to slow things down. Slow it down. This third inning and this slowdown in the action brought to you by Izervay. Great to have Izervay with us. We go to the bottom of inning number 3. It's Milwaukee 2 and the Cubs 1. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on The Score.
Life offers us choice. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Kelly's Market introduces Kelly's Delivery and Curbside Pickup. Now you can shop from home at kellysmarket.com. Our Kelly's Delivery team is ready to deliver the essentials right to your front door. Try Witch's new breakfast menu with a fresh coffee from Pachugo and enjoy all your favorite convenience items from Kelly's Market without leaving the comfort of your home. Out and about? Visit kellysmarket.com. Choose pickup and we'll bring your order right to your car. It all starts at kellysmarket.com or vroomdelivery.com/Kellys.
If you own your own business or plan to start one, you need a good general liability insurance policy.
General liability insurance protects your business from any risk or accident that may occur.
Insure your business with the perfect custom coverage that protects your growing interests.
Call Magnum Insurance for a free consultation.
Get better price
and better coverage.
Insure the future of your business with a general liability commercial package from Magnum Insurance.
MagnumInsurance.com. Commercial insurance that works.
Kyle Tucker's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Huh?
Kyle Tucker doubled his first time, Zach, and he'll lead off the Cubs third. Seiya Suzuki on deck, and then Pete Crow Armstrong against right-hander Chad Patrick. First pitch to Tucker is a fastball strike. Tucker just missed a home run in the first inning. His double off the glove of Churio in deep right center. Kyle takes down low for a ball, 1-1. Bruce Levine reporting on the pregame show tonight. You may have been listening that Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong and Seiya Suzuki among the top 3 vote getters and the All-Star balloting, and rightfully so. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball taken high, ball 3-1.
Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker. Pete's the leading vote getter for the outfielders. Kyle Tucker, number 2. So those two guys have a chance of starting in the All-Star game.
Tucker swings, lines one into right center, a base hit. Over to pick it up is Churio. Tucker will settle for a long single. It's a leadoff base hit. Tucker 2 for 2. Cubs trail by a run. Third inning, and the batter, Seiya Suzuki.
Now Suzuki coming to the plate. Designated hitter. Designated hitters for the Cubs, sponsored by BBQ Authority. Visit BBQ Authority in Lyle. Now this at bat, see if Seiya really tries to dial in and using the middle of the field. He struck out on a cutter away, and it was quite a bit off the plate away. See if he really looks to the ball away and tries center, right center.
First pitch, strike off speed. Cubs are in the meat of their order, presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. Seiya waits and takes one outside. It's 1-1. Now the wind has abated. The flag's just hanging out in center. Nice warm night for baseball here at Wrigley. Short lead at first by Tucker. Seiya swings and fouls it back. 1-2.
A little off-speed pitch. One of the rare off-speed pitches from Patrick.
Well, on those cold April and May evenings and days, these are the days you've been waiting for, and nights. Good hitting weather. Here comes the 1-2. Seiya swings and misses, strike 3, and that's out number 1. And Pete Crow Armstrong coming up.
Fastball away. This looked like a four-seamer. Top of the zone, outside corner.
Pete got hit by a pitch. He got grazed by a fastball his first time. Left-handed batter waiting for Chad Patrick. And Pete swings and fouls it back. 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in. After this game, still 8 more games to get to the exact halfway point. So you get an idea of what kind of a pace this kid is on in some very significant categories. Homers, RBIs, stolen bases. The 0-1. Low and inside. Well, we're talking all-star balloting now. If this keeps up another 3 months, you're going to be talking about possible MVP voting.
Absolutely. And as of right now, he's the leading vote getter for the outfielders for the National League.
So the first diving back in is Tucker.
I think of the things that he's doing, the stolen base number, the home runs, RBIs, and probably the best defensive center fielder in the National League.
Tremendous throwing arm, great range. He covers so much ground out in the alleys, going deep. Balls hit over his head.
I think Patrick's got something going on in his eye. I don't know if his contact got screwed up or something. He's got.
Native of Hebron, Indiana. Chad Patrick facing the Cubs tonight for the first time ever. Made his big league debut against Kansas City, or at least his first big league start on April 1st. And the pitch, Pete takes outside, and I understand, Ronnie, was supported by about 300 guests from the Hebron, Indiana area, including his parents, coaches, family, friends, and high school friends. Many of them returned to see his first big league win April 6th against Cincinnati. Chad Patrick, the 2-1. Off speed outside. Okay, your PCA, you've got an advantageous count. The wind is blowing out. What you thinking?
I'm looking for a fastball or cutter inside. I would be ready for the ball inner half, not outer half.
The 3-1. Swinging a bouncer, foul. He made a pretty good pitch.
Yep, down and in.
Do you send Tucker at first with one away, Ron?
Yes, I would. I think for the Cubs, this last series against Pittsburgh, runs were tough to come by. Weather conditions were definitely not like this, but I would get some motion with this offense.
This pitch is upstairs, off speed. So that puts 2 men on. Tucker now at second and Crow Armstrong at first. So excellent running speed on the bases for the Cubs. And here's Dansby Swanson. And the catcher Contreras out to visit with Chad Patrick. He's throwing a lot of off-speed stuff.
Yeah, he has thrown quite a few. It's that cutter that he really likes to throw.
Well, we're going to pause 10 seconds right now for station ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1. Cubs threatening, though, with 2 men on and 1 away. Bottom of the third. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. And the pitch, ground ball left side, fielded by Durbin, goes to second, 1 over to first. In time for a double play, and the inning is over. Cubs are going to review the play. They might challenge the call at first. but I don't think they're going to. It's a double play, 5-4-3 around the horn. So we go to inning number 4. Brewers 2, Cubs 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Matt Shaw. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Life offers us choices. When shopping for a luxury SUV, you should have the same benefit. The 2025 Lincoln Corsair SUV offers a traditional gas powertrain and the plug-in hybrid Grand Touring model. The spirit of choice continues with several available features to leave you reinvigorated, including perfect position massaging front seats, the jet appearance package, panoramic vista roof, and more. With an impressive list of both standard and available features, the right choice becomes clear. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary.
Feeling unmotivated to go to the gym? Maybe you're tired of the hamster wheel fitness grind. I mean, you're not a hamster, right? Maybe you need a gym for humans. Welcome to First Ascent Climbing and Fitness, where humans of all backgrounds and abilities try hard and have fun together. Every visit brings new climbs, no boring workouts, no rodent energy. And we offer yoga classes and fitness equipment too. Start your membership in June and save $49. Learn more at faclimbing.com/humans.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Crashes can happen to even the safest of drivers. Sometimes this is because of situations out of the driver's control. That's where driver assistance technologies can help reduce the human factors involved in crashes. Features like blind spot intervention, lane keeping assistance, rear automatic braking, and automatic high beams all have the potential to save lives. And one of those lives could be yours. Learn more about driver assistance technologies at nhtsa.gov/driver tech. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. In progress, top of the ninth, the Tigers leading the Pirates 7-3. Javier Baez's solo shot is 8th. Riley Green is 15th home run, a 2-run job. Other action around the majors, guys. The Rockies all over the Nationals, 9-1 now in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Colorado quite a bit more competitive here of late. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. Isaac Collins will take outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 4th inning at Wrigley. 2-1 Milwaukee. Here's a drive to right center. On the run, Tucker can't get there. 1 hop against the vines. And Collins will have a leadoff double. Isaac Collins hit a 2-run homer his first time, and now a 2-bagger to begin the 4th inning.
Now that's the pitch up and in and gets hooked at the 368 mark. Collins hit 2 balls right on the button so far in this ballgame.
Bryce Terang, the batter. Terang had a single. Left-handed hitter showing bunt, and a breaking ball. He pulls the bat back and takes a strike. It would be odd to lay down a sacrifice in these conditions. Here comes the 0-1 to Terang. Pickoff throw to second, not in time. Shaw anticipating a bunt over at third. Are you, Ron?
I am not. No, I do not think they're going to bunt. I think in these conditions, you're wanting everybody to swing.
Shallow at first is Bush. Here comes the 0-1, a swing and a miss. And now it's 0-2, and now the corner infielders back up.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shaw's still in on the grass. I think they're going to move him back.
Brewers lead 2-1. This pitch is outside. The scoring took place in the 2nd inning for both teams. Isaac Collins a 2-run homer, and Matt Shaw had a run-scoring double for the Cubs. Collins at second, nobody out, and the 1-2 from Ben Brown to Bryce Terang. Outside, 96 mph fastball, but it missed. Short lead at second by Collins. Here comes the 2-2. Lifted foul off to the left and back out of play. University of Illinois football head coach Brett Bielema is here tonight. He's going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," I believe.
Well, they've had the men's and women's basketball coaches throughout the first pitch today.
Check swing, no swing, says third base umpire C.B. Buckner. 3-2.
Yep, they had a girls group, a cappella group, sang the national anthem. It's U of I night here at Wrigley.
And the 3-2 check swing. Did he go? No swing. So a double and a walk, and now Milwaukee with 2 men on. And the number 8 hitter, Caleb Durbin, checking in.
Pitch in the dirt. The check swing was appealed, but definitely not a swing. And now first and second and nobody out. Now the Cubs definitely playing in a bunt situation with the corners in.
Durbin bunts in the air, foul territory. Shaw makes a diving catch. Excellent play. Shaw ran into foul territory over near the on-deck circle and made a lunging, sprawling catch. Landed on his knees. I think he's okay, but what a great effort.
Yeah, excellent job by Shaw crashing as he sees this ball go up, instantly crashing in, and he doesn't catch this right next to the on-deck circle of the Cubs, so he went a long way to get that ball. Very nice play.
One away, Joey Ortiz, the batter. Runners still at first and second. Ben Brown, a pickoff throw to second with Nico Horner covering, not in time. Cubs tried to time it so Nico and the throw would arrive at second at just about the same instant.
That's a little inside move. That's Craig Counsell thinking Pat Murphy may want his guys to run if they're not executing the bunt.
Fastball up and in. Some managers, they get something in their mind, and if a bunt doesn't work, let's try to go to plan B.
That's right. You got the guys on base that can do it.
The next offering inside. Now it's 2-0. Brown gave up a leadoff double to Collins, and then he walked to Rang. Durbin has fouled out trying to bunt, and the 2-0 is in there for a strike.
That breaking ball right at the top of the zone. 2-0, usually you're in the attack mode as a hitter, but you can't go on the attack on a high curveball that just barely catches the top of the zone.
2-1 Brewers lead, top of the fourth. One away, 2 men on. Cubs have been very tough against Central Division foes this year, winning 11 and losing only 5. Here's the 2-1. Liner to left, coming in. Happ makes a backhanded sliding catch. Fires to second too late. You cannot hit a ball much harder than Joey Ortiz just did. A sinking liner to left. Happ came in, slid on one knee, and made an excellent play to judge that ball properly, and then he immediately got up and fired to second. Too late there, but that's a big second out.
Yeah, ball with a little topspin, but I think as we talked about with that wind, it stayed in the air long enough, and Ian comes in and makes a nice sliding catch.
2 down now. This would be big if Brown can get out without being scored upon. Sal Frelick taking ball 1. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. And the 1-0. Ground ball to first. Bush has it. He'll feed Brown, and that's in time. Excellent job by Ben Brown. The Brewers have 2 men on with nobody out. They walk away empty-handed. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Brewers 2, Cubs 1 on the score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on the Score. I'm Emma Greed, and I've spent the last 20 years building, running, and investing in some incredible businesses. The more success I've had, the more people started coming to me with questions. How do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do I bounce back from failure? On my new podcast, Aspire with Emma Greed, I'll be answering these questions and more through weekly conversations with the smartest minds out there. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Greed, an Odyssey podcast, available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
If you missed any of the Mully and Haw Show, no worries. Just go to the Mully and Haw Show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Mully and Haw on The Score.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average, hitting at .373. Judge also tied with Cal Raleigh of the Mariners for the home run lead with 26. And the RBI leader, Pete Alonso of the Mets, he's got 63 runs batted in. Pat?
All right, Zach. Michael Busch leads off, takes a strike from Chad Patrick. Brewers lead 2-1. And the pitch on the way. Busch hits a pop fly shallow left. Angling down the line, Durbin coming in. The left fielder, Collins, makes the catch. And that's out number one. This is a big half inning. The Cubs built up some nice momentum in the top half, thanks to the pitching of Ben Brown and some pretty nice defense. He and Happ made a nice play. Michael Busch ended the inning by fielding the grounder on a 3-1 put out. But here's where you'd like to score to really make it a special inning, top and bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carson Kelly will take ball one. Each team got their runs in the second. Isaac Collins, a 2-run homer for Milwaukee. Matt Shaw, a run-scoring double for the Cubs. Kelly struck out his first time, drives one to right center on the run. Churio, and Churio makes a running catch. Churio, just a youngster, 21 years old. Great talent. He's got range. He can hit. He's got power, speed. 2 down.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Milwaukee has invested a lot in him. He's playing every day, a lot like Pete Armstrong. They're hoping he's going to be the anchor of their franchise for quite some time.
Let's see if Nico Horner can get on. Nico, a very accomplished base stealer. Matt Shaw on deck. Nico takes high. That's a ball. 1-1. Cubs at Wrigley have been tough to beat this year. 23-12 at home. There's a swing and a foul off to the right out of play. Milwaukee has not been a bad road team. Brewers are 16-19 on the road. Cubs would love to play well in this series and build up an even bigger division lead.
Absolutely. Fourth inning sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
The 1-2 to Nico. Foul back.
Nico is the other guy. When I started looking at matchups, we talked about Shaw, and he shot that ball in the gap in right center. Also with Nico, he handles the bat so well and uses the other side of the field. With Patrick throwing a lot of cutters and a lot of fastballs going away, should be a good matchup.
Nico takes strike 3 called, inning over. Cubs do nothing. It's on to the 5th. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. After 4, Brewers 2, Cubs 1 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend. Available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
We all want the best of both. Dessert without calories, luxury without expense. And how about security without passwords? With Okta, it's possible. We secure identity so you can safely use any technology. Okta, the world's identity company.
So, I was just parking my car and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Sabin with you. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Jackson Churio pops up the first pitch he sees from Ben Brown to begin the top half of the 5th inning and fouls it back out of play. 0-1. Milwaukee a 2-1 lead over the Cubs. The opener of a 3-game set here at Wrigley Field. First place against second place. Cubs starting the night with a 5.5-game lead over the Brewers in the division. Now the 0-1. Churio fouls it back off the screen in the hole. 0-2. Milwaukee struck first. 2-run home run by Isaac Collins in the second. Cubs made it a 1-run game in the last of the second on an RBI double by Matt Shaw. Churio's 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out and a fly out. Right-handed batter. The righty Brown deals. And Churio looks at a ball outside. A fastball that missed. Clocked at 96 mph. 1-2. Brown works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. He rocks back and deals. Churio grounds one up the middle. Oh, backhanded sliding stop by Nico. His throw to first in time. They get a hustling Churio for out number 1. Another nifty defensive play by the Cubs tonight. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Cubs had a couple of nice defensive plays in the 4th inning. Matt Shaw, a nice catch of a soft pop-up on a bunt in foul territory. Batter William Contreras, he looks at a ball low, 1-0 the count. And then Ian Happ had a nice sliding backhanded grab in left to rob Joey Ortiz in that 4th inning. Now the 1-0 delivery. A check swing by Contreras and a pitch outside, no swing, so 2-0 the count. Ortiz, a right-handed batter. I should say Contreras, a right-handed batter. He swings and fouls it back out of play off to the right. 2-1.
Yeah, Contreras, it's kind of odd seeing him at under 240. But you know that's just a matter of time. This guy's good, very good player.
Brown is ready. He works his motion and deals. Little dribbler left of the mound, fielded by Brown, barehanded style. His throw offline, and it bounces all the way to the tarpaulin along the wall in right. Safe at first, Contreras, and they're going to give him a single on the play, his second hit of the night.
Michael Busch was going to tag him just to see whether or not Contreras took a turn towards second, and then Contreras ran around his first base coach, hiding. That's pretty funny.
So 1-on, 1-out for the Brewers here in the top of the 5th. Milwaukee with a 2-1 lead. The Brewers cleanup man Christian Yelich at the plate. Just missed a home run his last time up. Doubled off the wall in right center. Throw to first, getting back standing up, Contreras.
Yelich average down. He's at around 240 also, 241, but he does have 14 bombs on the year. And as Pat said early in the ball game, he has been red hot.
That pitch taken for a strike. Fastball, 95 mph, 0-1. Yelich always dangerous against the Cubs. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind blowing out tonight. Hot, sticky, early evening at Wrigley Field. My smartphone said it was 80 degrees at first pitch. The official score said it was 90. The 1-1. Check swing at a pitch low and outside. It's a strike, 1-2.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball on Chicago Sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 670 The Score and the Odyssey app. It's great to have Maddie here this weekend, pinch hitting for you while you were doing the play-by-play duties for Patrick.
Pitch outside to Yelich, 2-2. As Brown misses with a fastball. I'm guessing Speegs is very nervous at the moment. You know what he's doing tomorrow night, right prior to the game?
I do. He will be singing the national anthem here at Friendly Confines.
2-2 pitch is up high for a ball, so it's a full count with Yelich at the plate. What an honor for Speegs.
Absolutely.
Told us the other day he's nervous, excited, all the emotions. Good luck. Here's the payoff pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Brown gets Yelich 2 away.
Excellent pitch by Brownie. This curveball, it starts out away, ends up in the middle of the plate, but the bottom drops out of it, and Yelich just swings right over the top of it. Great pitch by Brownie.
So Contreras at first, 2 down, top of the 5th. Milwaukee a 2-1 lead over the Cubs. The batter, Rhys Hoskins, right-handed hitter. He's the Brewers' first baseman. Brown with 5 strikeouts on the night. The right-hander sets at the belt. Contreras extends his lead. Here's the pitch. Hoskins looks at a ball. Low.
Breaking ball from Brownie. That one just missed the bottom of the zone.
Hoskins 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Brown a long set. And now the pitch. That's up high. Missed with a fastball. 2-0.
Big hole on the right side of the diamond. Nico playing right in behind the second base bag, but I don't think Hoskins is looking to fillet one over the other way. I think with the wind blowing out, he's looking to hit one on the street.
The 2-0 nips the outside portion of the plate for a strike. 2-1. Backdoor breaking ball from Ben Brown. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. A long set. Brown works his motion. The 2-1 delivery. Oh, it hits Hoskins in the hand. Might have hit the bat too. Craig Counsell saying, hold on here. He wants his video man, Alex Smith, to take a second look. And now Counsell is coming out of the Cubs dugout along the third base line. He wants to talk to the umpire, Scott Barrett.
Well, I think he's gonna specify whether or not. Okay, so they're saying no swing. That was counts as ask whether swung, and then if there was no swing, they were not going to appeal it or look to challenge this as it hits Hoskins. Wow, on the right hand, so the top hand on the bat in the fingers. Oh, not the fingers, right off the bat. This would be one of those things where you wonder if. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, so guys can deal with a lot, but. You wonder, the bones in your fingers, they can only take so much.
Now, that was a 96-mile-per-hour heater from Brown. And Hoskins is going to stay in the game. He was looked at by the Brewers trainer and manager, Pat Murphy. So Milwaukee threatening here with 2 away. They've got 2 on, men at first and second. Batter Isaac Collins, who's 2 for 2. Including that 2-run home run in the second. Brewers up 2-1 over the Cubs here in the 5th. Cubs have activity in the bullpen. Left-hander Genesis Cabrera has started warming up. Brown sets at the belt, kicks and delivers. Collins takes a ball outside, 1-0. It's cloudy overhead, sun beginning to set. Lights having a little bit of an effect here tonight. Wind blowing out. The pitch is outside, ball 2 to Collins. Bryce Terang, a left-handed hitter on deck. 2 on, 2 out for the Brewers. And the pitch to Collins. A ground ball fielded on one hop by Brown. Underhand toss to Bush at first. That's out number 3. And Brown works out of the jam by getting Collins. Middle 5. It's the Brewers 2 and the Cubs 1 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for great Cubs guests all season long on the Score, official radio home of the Cubs.
Risk is the show where people tell true stories they never thought they'd dare to share. A podcast all about human connection and radical honesty. All through June for Pride Month, Risk will be featuring the stories of LGBTQ folks from all walks of life. You'll laugh, cry, and maybe even end up feeling a little bit better. Go get Risk on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Feeling unmotivated to go to the gym? Maybe you're tired of the hamster wheel fitness grind. I mean, you're not a hamster, right? Maybe you need a gym for humans. Welcome to First Ascent Climbing and Fitness, where humans of all backgrounds and abilities try hard and have fun together. Every visit brings new climbs, no boring workouts, no rodent energy. And we offer yoga classes and fitness equipment too. Start your membership in June and save $49. Learn more at faclimbing.com/humans.
Tuesday, July 1st is Youth Baseball and Softball Night presented by Hai Chu. Fans who purchase tickets at cubs.com/specials will receive a Cubs sliding glove. Be here for it. We're in the last of the 5th. Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1. Matt Shaw will dig in. Shaw had an RBI double in the second to put the Cubs on the board. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch, uses a toe tap. Right-hander Chad Patrick works his motion. And that's a strike. Sinking fastball at 94 mph. Patrick, a right-hander, works on the first base side of the rubber. He faces home plate. Now he whirls and deals. Shaw swings, and it's a high fly ball to left. It's playable for Collins, who comes in and makes the catch. 1 away.
Now Shaw it's that little cutter right in the middle of the plate, but down at the knees, and just comes off it enough where he hits it off the end of the bat. Wind blowing out to straightaway center. You want to elevate that ball, you just got to stay on it. Your approach, especially for the right-handed hitter, has to be through the middle of the diamond.
The in-half at the plate, and he looks at a ball up high, 1-0. The Brewers issued Patrick uniform number 39. He's the first Brewer to wear that since Corbin Burns left. The pitch outside, 2-0. So that gives you an indication of what Milwaukee thinks of this right-handed pitcher from Northwest Indiana.
Hoping, what they're hoping for is if that jersey is lucky and it just stays the way it was, it'd be pretty good for them.
Pop foul out of play by Happ off to the left, 2-1. Does that ever work?
I don't know, but anything, you try anything, right? That number's been hot for the Milwaukee Brewers, that's for sure.
Righty-lefty matchup, the 2-1. Happ looks at a ball outside. It's now 3-1. Patrick missing with a fastball.
Now 3-1. Cubs down by a run. See if Ian can get something inside that he can pull.
The pitch is taken for a strike. That was a fastball, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a heater right down the middle. He took it.
That means the scouting report told you to look for something else. Got to be frustrating. Happ steps out of the box, adjusts the batting gloves, and digs back in. Patrick works his motion, the payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. So Ian Happ draws a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He represents the tying run with Milwaukee up 2-1. It'll bring up Kyle Tucker's 2 for 2 tonight.
Tucks hit the ball right on the button twice. Hit one off the right center field Ivy, and then singled the right center. Hit a bullet to right center. Cubs could use a big swing of the bat from Tuck here.
A long set. Now the pitch. Tucker, a big swing and a miss. And a fastball, 0-1. Walks of Cubs batters are sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Happ at first, 1 down, bottom 5, Cubs down by 1. Patrick is ready, the pitch. Tucker, it's a high fly ball, deep right center field, going back, Frelick and Churio. It bangs off the wall. Happ being held up at third and cruising into second base with a stand-up double, Kyle Tucker.
This ball hits high off the ivy and just misses going out of the ballpark. It hits. I'm surprised, to be honest, it didn't land in the basket. Ian waited in between first and second for quite a while to see whether or not this ball was going to be caught, as he's just kind of trotting and then waits and sees the ball hit the ivy and then turns it on. Does not score from first on this ball. I think if Ian had it to do over, he probably would have taken off a little earlier, but not a Cubs first or second and third and only 1 out.
Seiya Suzuki at the plate, and he looks at a ball high and outside, 1-0, a cutter that missed. Milwaukee 2, Cubs 1. 1 away, bottom of the 5th inning, but the Cubs are threatening with Happ at third, Tucker at second. Seiya at the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. Patrick deals. Suzuki hits a high fly ball, deep left center field. This is going to go. Gone! Cubs take the lead. 3-run home run into the left center field bleachers by Seiya Suzuki. It's 4-2 Cubs over the Brewers here in the 5th.
Suzuki finally got a fastball inside, inner half. They've been pitching him away. This ball, they want it away, and it leaks in, and it's down and in. He hits it halfway up the bleachers in left center, right under the video board. A long home run for Seiya Suzuki.
A 413-foot bomb by Seiya. And now the batter is Pete Crow Armstrong. He swings and misses at the first offering from Patrick. Another hefty home run. Official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strength that's anything but ordinary. Ground ball into the right side. Backhanded by the first baseman Hoskins. His throw to Patrick covering the bag in time for out number 2 as PCA is retired. For Suzuki, his 18th home run of the year, tied with Crow Armstrong for the Cubs team leadership. RBIs by Cubs batters are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
That ball was well struck by Seiya. Win, no win. That ball was going to go out of the ballpark.
Exit velocity 103 miles per hour on that 413-foot rocket by Suzuki to left center. Now the batter, Dansby Swanson. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Cubs 4, Brewers 2. Here in the last of the 5th. The next pitch is low and outside. Check swing on appeal. No swing, says Adam Beck, the first base umpire. It's 1-1. The next pitch is a one-hopper fielded on the outfield grass by the shortstop Ortiz. His throw across in time to get Swanson for out number 3. But what a productive 5th inning for the Cubs. Seiya Suzuki smacks a 3-run home run, and it's the Cubs on top of the Brewers 4-2 after 5 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When it comes to partying with pills and powders, knowing and trusting your source doesn't mean you can trust theirs. Illicit pills will change hands 10 times before getting to you. And up to 3 in 5 could be laced with lethal doses of fentanyl. Fentanyl has no taste or odor, so pills laced with it are passed off as legit every day. You might trust your source. You might have known them a long time, but the drug supply in your community has changed. Learn ways to reduce your risk of overdose at fentanyleffect.com.
The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is upon us. Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring here, and we'll have you covered every single day with podcasts that aim to educate, entertain, and inform you as a baseball fan. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink, a sweet vanilla, maybe a smooth caramel, or that white chocolate mocha. Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
If you missed any of the Spiegel and Holmes show, no worries. Just go to the Spiegel and Holmes show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Spiegel and Holmes on the Score.
Anasis Cabrera, the new Cubs left-handed pitcher. As we move to inning number 6. It is Ben Brown's game to win as he went the requisite 5 innings to qualify for the victory. And now the Cub bullpen will try to hang on. Wind blowing out. Warm night at Wrigley. 4-2 the Cubs lead. Bryce Terang took inside for ball 1. Lefty to lefty. Cabrera, the former Cardinal, fires. And there's a fastball strike in the count 1-1. This date in baseball history is brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Lefty to lefty, the 1-1. Ground ball right side, going to be a tough play. Horner gloves, throws to first, and it's off the glove of Bush. Safe at first is Terang. Bush went after the grounder, had to hustle back to the bag, got a little bit disoriented, and tried to reach for the throw and could not glove it. That's going to be a base hit for Terang.
Yeah, it's one of those plays. As soon as Michael Bush vacates first, now you got problems because he's got to run back and look at the bag and get his footwork down, and Nico is throwing at a moving target. So it will be a base hit.
Nico's throwing a little bit to the outfield side of the bag. No error on the play. It's a base hit for Terang. And the tying run at the plate, Caleb Durbin. Cabrera chases the runner back. Again, this date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now is the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. It was on this date, the 17th of June, 1962. Now, Ron Santo told me about this many times in our years together. There's a fastball inside. Ron and I spent 12 years as the Cubs radio team, beginning in 1996. But at the old Polo Grounds in New York, Cub outfielder Lou Brock became only the 3rd man in history to hit a home run into the center field bleachers at the Polo Grounds. The runner goes, the pitch inside, it gets away, and it's going to be a stolen base for Terang. Terang, oblivious to the fact that the ball got away from the catcher Kelly, probably could have gone to third had he kept running and watching the action, Ron.
Well, the thing is, you take 3 steps, and then you turn and peel and look inside. Some guys, if you're on a straight steal, you do not. And Nico did not let on that the ball got away. So Terang then looks up, and he does not know where the ball's at. And by the time he figured it out, he could not advance.
2-0 to Durbin. Cabrera's pitch in there for a strike. But Lou Brock became only the 3rd man in history to hit a home run into the center field bleachers at the Polo Grounds. You had to hit the ball 475 feet to hit it out of there, Ron. And Ron said he was on deck watching Lou Brock. Here's the smash to short, 1 hop. Runner holds at second. Dansby Swanson throws out Durbin, and that's out number 1. Sharply hit ball. Nowhere really for Terang to go. First out brought to you by Xfinity because the Wi-Fi is booming. 1 away, and Joey Ortiz, the batter.
Think about having to hit a ball 475 feet just to get it out of the park.
And to be only the 3rd man ever. And they played baseball there. That was the home of the New York Mets at that time. But it had been the home of the New York Giants for half a century or more. And the only other 2 guys, here's what makes it really impressive, Ron. Lou Brock, the 3rd man. The other 2 were Joe Adcock and a guy named Babe Ruth.
Oh, yeah, just him. Yeah.
It's kind of a cool group to join, I would say.
I'd say so.
There is a pitch in there for a strike to Joey Ortiz. The old Polo Grounds. That's where Bobby Thompson had his famous home run.
So now, in left field at the Polo Grounds, it was very short, if I remember correctly, right?
275 or something down the lines. It was a football park.
Right, yeah.
Built for football, so it went straight out to center. And that's where Willie Mays' catch was made in the 1954 World Series against Cleveland and Vic Wirtz. A lot of baseball history at the Polo Grounds. Here's the 0-2 pitch now to Joey Ortiz instead of bluff move to second. Ted Williams hit his 500th home run on this date in 1960 as another baseball note. Brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. Now the 0-2 to Ortiz. Looped into shallow left. It's going to fall in there for a base hit. Terang around third is going to score. And now it is a 1-run ball game. Bloop single to left by Joey Ortiz. Drives in Terang. And Milwaukee down by only 1 now at 4-3.
Little breaking ball here to Ortiz. Down. Might have been a changeup. And he just stays on actually a pretty good swing and just dumps this ball in front of Ian. Somewhat down the line. And because Ian had to go towards the line, no chance of throwing out the speedy Terang.
Ortiz leading at first, not running the ball, bunted in the air, foul. With 1 away, he was obviously going to try to bunt for a base hit. And Sal Frelick almost got nailed by the pitch.
It just amazes me with the way the weather conditions are here at Wrigley, and as good a conditions as it is to hit. I'm just surprised we've seen a few guys trying to bunt today.
That is surprising. Lefty to lefty. Here comes the 0-1. A long look by Cabrera. There's a pop fly foul and out of play. 0-2. We're at the tail end of the twilight hour. Lights are going to take full effect here in a moment or two. Still waiting for the attendance. It's a whopper. I don't see any empty seats looking around.
I drove up here early today, and the neighborhood was packed at 3 o'clock today, much less the ballpark.
Yeah, lefty to lefty, the pitch just a little bit high. Cabrera wanted that one.
Cubs pitching changes. They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
A run in, a man at first, 1 away, 6th inning. Cubs lead 4-3. Sal Frelick waiting for the 1-2 from Cabrera. Instead, it's a toss to first. Cabrera and the Cub bullpen, they've been very strong of late. That's been one of the best parts of the team over the last month or so. Now the 1-2 delivery from Cabrera. Swinging a foul back. In the last 31 ball games the Cubs have played, the bullpen has collaborated for an ERA of 0.98.
Wow.
That will lead to a lot of victories. And now the 1-2. The runner goes. The pitch, check swing, foul back. With 2 strikes, he had to try to stay alive, but that was a huge jump at first by Joey Ortiz.
Yeah, and the pitch was probably going to bounce. He caught it right at the bottom of the, right shoe top high with the check swing.
Anasis Cabrera ready again. The 1-2. Pop fly foul down the left field side. That's back out of play. The Brewers became a National League team back in 1998. And that's what really spiced up this rivalry between these two teams. And it's become a dandy of a rivalry. Always gets sellouts up at American Family Field. Both teams have been good, winning numerous division titles, and both teams have been competitors and contenders almost every single year. And the 1-2, swinging a foul back. Oh, what a battle between the number 9, or the leadoff hitter, Sal Frelick, and the lefty Cabrera.
There are a lot of times I'll drive up to Milwaukee each day for the series, and driving to Milwaukee now, it's early in the day. It's midday when I'm going up there for the ball game, and hundreds of Cubs cars heading to Milwaukee every time we play.
The runner goes, swing and a miss, strike him out, throw to second, safe at second. Dansby thought he tagged him. Very close play. Dan Iasonia, the second base umpire, right on top of the call, called him safe. And we might have that one reviewed.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to challenge this.
Some of the Cubs, in fact, are walking off the field. That's how confident they are that the man was out. It was a perfect throw by Carson Kelly. The runner, Ortiz, went in head first. And now they will challenge this one. And we're watching it again. Dansby reacted as if he thought for sure he tagged him out.
Yep, he's going to be out at second base. I think Dan Iasonia, actually, from where he was behind Dansby, he could not see the play. He got himself in a bad position.
Runner is out.
You're right, Ron, and this is going to be overturned. Dan Iasonia, a veteran umpire, had no angle. Yeah, the body of Dansby Swanson blocking his view of the entire play, really.
Yeah, he was behind Dansby. Can't make the call from there.
Inning over. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs 4, Milwaukee 3. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
Kelly's Market introduces Kelly's Delivery and Curbside Pickup. Now you can shop from home at kellysmarket.com. Our Kelly's Delivery team is ready to deliver the essentials right to your front door. Try Witch's new breakfast menu with a fresh coffee from Pachugo and enjoy all your favorite convenience items from Kelly's Market without leaving the comfort of your home. Out and about? Visit kellysmarket.com. Choose pickup and we'll bring your order right to your car. It all starts at kellysmarket.com or vroomdelivery.com/Kellys.
On my podcast, Aspire with Emma Grede, we share the keys to succeed in business and in life. Listen to and follow Aspire with Emma Grede, an Odyssey podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Cubs fans, 670 The Score gives you an insider's perspective of your favorite team throughout the season.
Talking to Ian Happ, Tuesdays at 11:25 with Rahimi and Harris. Nico Horner, Tuesdays at 2:30 with Spiegel and Holmes.
Cubs manager Craig Counsell, bi-weekly with Spiegel and Holmes.
Plus, we'll talk to Cubs president of baseball operations Jed Hoyer and GM Carter Hawkins throughout the season as well.
We are your official radio home of the Cubs. Chicago's Sports Radio 670 The Score.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Michael Bush is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Huh?
Both teams, Zach, are in their bullpens by now. Nick Mears, M-E-A-R-S, becomes the new Milwaukee man on the mound. Has a powder blue colored glove. Michael Bush will lead off the inning. Michael checks his swing. That's going to be a strike.
Opponent's pitching change. Sorry, Pat. Opponent's pitching change are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs. Leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com.
Bush has lined to left and flied to left. A 3-run homer by Seiya Suzuki in the 5th inning. That's the game's big blow. The 1-2 line drive, base hit, right center. Over toward the gap to pick it up is the center fielder, Churio. And it's a long single for Michael Bush. And obviously run a mistake on 0-2 from Mears.
Yeah, he throws a breaking ball. This ball stays right in the middle of the plate at the knees. And Bushy smokes this ball in the right center. See what's on tap here in the 6th inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Cubs with a 1-run lead. Seiya's launched one and put one in flight. Cubs could use another one of those long balls. The wind blowing out.
Yeah, no lead is really secure unless you get it up to about a lead of 8 or 9 runs on a night like tonight. We've seen big leads evaporate. So you got to just try to keep on adding on. Kelly has flied out and struck out. He swings and misses, and the count 1-1. We had the managerial challenge and the play overturned to end the top of the inning. They were taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Kelly swings and misses, and that's going to be a count of 1-2.
All the hitters as this game is progressing, trying to wipe the sweat off. The batting gloves get wet, and you're trying to get a good grip on the bat. And one of the first real hot days we've had here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Mears coming back. Strike 3 call. The fastball got him. Kelly is out number 1, and the batter Nico Horner.
Kelly looking for the breaking ball away and got a fastball in, and that froze him inside.
Nico is single to left and a strikeout, Ron.
Double plays turned by the Cubs defense. They're sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill at NissanUSA.com.
Outside for ball 1.
We had some of the Nissan people in here earlier today, so great to have them here at the ballpark. Great sponsors of Cubs Radio.
Here's a swing and a smash foul past third. Game 2 coming your way tomorrow night. Pitching matchup featuring Jamison Tyone for the Cubs and Jacob Mizorowski. And I'm going to double check the pronunciation of the word Jacob. I think I have it right.
That's what I was thinking.
And while I'm at it, here's a swing and a fly ball to right. Pretty well hit. Back goes Frelick near the track, on the track, makes the catch and gets it back in. Bush retreating to first, 2 down. Cubs lead 4-3, and the batter is Matt Shaw. Jacob spells his last name Misiorowski. Was I close, Zach?
Yeah, you nailed it. Mizorowski. And you got Jacob right, too.
And that's the one I was really worried about.
No.
2 outs, and here's Matt Shaw. Matt swings and fouls it back. A big inning is always possible on days or nights like this, where it's this warm and there's a little bit of a breeze blowing out. It's just a mild wind. The swings look so nice and easy on nights like this, Ron.
Now, hitters are able to cut the swings loose. You're not constricted at all. You're not tight body-wise like a cold day.
This one is outside. The count 1-2. Bush not a big base stealer. 2 outs, a man at first. Bottom of the 6th. Cubs lead 4-3. Here's a pop fly. Shallow left center. Ortiz goes out. The shortstop will make the catch to end the inning. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 7. Cubs 4, Milwaukee 3 on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Kyle Tucker. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
How did Ella make her way to the top? It all started with one smart decision. She test drove a certified used truck from her local Ford dealer. It was inspected, backed by a Ford warranty, and fit her budget. A Carfax report was the cherry on top. Soon, a pinch of confidence became a truckload of ambition. Cupcakes became customers. Customers became regulars. Hola. Turns out, Ella's next great investment was herself. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. See dealer for full program and limited warranty details.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history-telling podcast chronicling the epic story of America, decade by decade. Right now, I'm digging into the history of incredible infrastructure projects of the 1930s, including the Hoover Dam, the Empire State Building, the Golden Gate Bridge, and more. The promise is in the title, History That Doesn't Suck. Available on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Huh?
Okay, Zach, we go to inning number 7. It's a nail-biter, which we've kind of come to expect when these two teams ever play, Cubs and Brewers. Jackson Churios swings away and fouls away. The first pitch from Brad Keller. I was thinking that, Ron, watching the series and listening over the weekend to the games between the Cubs and the Pirates. Here's a ground ball right side. Might be a tough play. Fielded by Bush. The pitcher gets over and takes the throw in time. Good job by Keller. The throw a little bit behind him. The longer the throw that is for the first baseman, the harder it is to judge and lead the pitcher to the bag, it seems.
Oh, there's no doubt. And the issue is the pitcher, you want to get the pitcher the baseball a step or two before he gets to the bag so he can make the catch, then find the bag and step.
One away, 7th inning. Cubs lead by a run. William Contreras takes a strike, but getting back to the Cubs-Pirates series, every game was a nail-biter. But you know what? After a while, many, many years of doing this, Ron, you almost expect division games to be close.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a history, there's a familiarity. You play more games against them than you do against the teams in the interleague package or the other divisions. So it gets kind of harder and harder to fool each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
And no doubt. Absolutely. Yep.
And it leads to great competition and nail-biters. 4-3 Cubs, top of the 7th, one away. And the pitch on the way to William Contreras is down low. William 2 for 3, a double and a single. Still hitting third in the order, struggling, as we mentioned earlier, hitting the 230s. And he takes outside. That's ball 4.
Just missed the outside corner with that last fastball. Borderline could have went either way. Pitching change by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Pass along a station ID here momentarily. Christian Yelich batting. Yelich a double and a pair of strikeouts. Dangerous hitter. Swings and misses. 10 for ID. This is the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Rahimi and Harris, 10 a.m. to 2 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
The 0-1 to Yelich jams him. He fouls it away off to the left out of play. Good fastball in on his hands. What are you thinking here on 0-2?
I like Keller's fastball inside and Yelich. I would not let Yelich extend his arms. That's when he does the most damage. If you stay inside and with that 98, 99 mile an hour heater, you could break his bat.
Yeah, the big right-hander brings it. It's low and outside. It's 1-2. And the first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming. Cubs trying to open up a 6.5 game division lead. That's what it'll be if they can win this opening game against Milwaukee. Now the 1-2. From Keller. It's a little dribbler out in front of the plate. Picked up by Keller. Has to hurry. Does. And throws to first in time. And that's out number 2. There's always that momentary confusion between a pitcher and a catcher. Are you going to do it or am I going to do it?
Yeah, this ball, I think Kelly came out thinking he was going to field this ball, but when it hit, it had that top spin after it hit the first hop. The second hop it hit, and it starts rolling out towards Keller. So he had to come in and make the play.
On the play, William Contreras advances to second. So the tying run in scoring position. Rhys Hoskins walked, struck out, and got hit by a pitch. Right-handed batter waiting and taking a pitch that rolls away from Kelly. And down to third goes Contreras. See how that one is ruled.
I think they called it a pass ball. Let's get another look here. Yeah, he was trying to frame this ball and catch it and keep it somewhat in zone and hit the tip of his glove.
Kelly now walks over to the Cub third base dugout area, the Cubs catcher.
I think he lost the contact.
Craig Counsell making sure he's okay. Neil Ramp, one of the trainers, attending to him. He does not appear injured at all, and that's good.
Yeah, it's a contact, that's for sure. I think it popped out of his eye, so he has to get a new one. So there'll only be 40,000 people watching him do that. I don't know how that works out. Now, have you ever wore contacts? You've worn glasses since I've known you.
I tried.
Yeah,
I tried it. It just was too uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've never worn them. I always wonder, we're getting this shot on the air here on our monitor in the booth, and I'm like, yeah, so no big deal. 40,000 people watch. Put that thing in your eye. I got no shot doing that. None whatsoever.
Kelly has reinserted.
So the last pitch, the reason why he missed the ball, he was catching with one eye closed. It popped out right before the pitch was thrown, and he had the old Popeye look. One eye closed. That's a tough one.
Did Popeye only have vision in one eye? I didn't even know that.
I didn't either. I just kind of always looked like he had one eye closed, didn't it?
He sure liked his spinach. 1 ball and no strikes. on Rhys Hoskins. Ready for the resumption of play. Tying run 90 feet away. The pitch low and outside for a ball. His girlfriend olive oil.
Yeah.
There's the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. Surprising that Hoskins wasn't more aggressive on that 2-0 pitch.
I agree.
Wow.
We've seen some guys today take 3-1, 2-0 pitches down the middle with the wind blowing out.
There's a drive foul off to the right out of play. Now it's 2-2, Ron. What's on your mind?
I think he got options now. He can come inside with his fastball. He could elevate a heater. Go with a breaking ball down and away.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Brad Keller strikes out Rhys Hoskins. No runs from Milwaukee. Cubs lead by a score of 4-3. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. And I believe it is going to be Brett Bielema, Illinois football head coach, and Luke Altmaier, quarterback. Gentlemen,
Brewer fans, sit down. Cub fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Boys, root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall. Did he catch it? He did.
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's morning lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
If you missed any of the Spiegel and Holmes show, no worries. Just go to the Spiegel and Holmes show podcast feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts and get caught up on all the great Chicago sports talk from Spiegel and Holmes on The Score.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice-cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river. Give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Former Cub Rob Zastryzny now pitching for Milwaukee. Left-hander, first pitch to Ian Happ, swung on and missed. Happ had a base on balls in the 5th inning. He hits a sharp ground ball to third, fielded by Durbin. Toss across in time for out number 1. The 7th inning stretch was brought to you by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life.
That ball hit very hard. One hop right to the third baseman. Well, Tuck's having a day. 2 doubles and a single. Cubs could use a insurance run here in the bottom of the 7th.
Lefty to lefty. Tucker takes outside. The big blow, a 3-run homer by Seiya Suzuki in the 5th inning. Cubs had trailed up until that point, and they've led ever since. Here's a pitch inside to Tucker. Now it's 2-0 on Kyle.
Opponent's pitching changes. Sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Visit sloan.com.
Deep drive to right, going back is Frelick. On the track, making the catch on the run. Tucker gave it a long ride. Boy, he's had some beautiful swings and made great contact every time up tonight. This one, though, hauled in on the track by Frelick for out number 2.
Yeah, Tuck's had a very nice night. 2 days off. He's got the fresh hands. He had the final game off for the Pittsburgh series, and then yesterday a day off, so he needed some rest, and he got it, and it's showing that it's paying off.
2 down, 7th inning. Cubs lead 4-3. Suzuki takes outside for a ball. Seiya now with 18 home runs and 61 runs batted in.
We're not to the halfway point yet.
Not even really that close. You got 8 more ball games before you get to the 50% mark of the season. Here's a pitch low and inside. It bounces away, 1-1. Hardest working player of the game. How about Ben Brown, Rod? He worked hard, gave the Cubs 5 good innings. I think he went 5. And the hardest working player brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. There is a swing and a foul in the count, 2-2. So Ben is the hardest working player of the game. Now the 2-2 from Zastrisny. It's taken high. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. Caleb Thielbar throwing in the Cub bullpen. Grant Anderson throwing in the Milwaukee bullpen. 3-2 pitch fouled at the plate, and we'll do it again.
I'll say they threw him sliders and that cutter really away from him, and then they went with a 2-seamer down and in. And the ball was middle of the plate, maybe a little bit in from middle of the plate, but knee high, and Seiya launched it about halfway up the bleachers, right underneath the big scoreboard and left.
And the pitch to Seiya, that's strike 3 call. Backdoor breaking ball got him. Cubs do nothing in the 7th. It's on to the 8th inning. Cubs 4, Brewers 3. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The Gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when 2 Score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Rahimi and Harris. Then at 2, Rahimi and Harris meet Spiegel and Holmes.
You rate him highly.
I think a lot of Cade Horton. I think he's the number 1 pitching prospect in their organization for a reason.
Yeah, I think that's what we sometimes forget watching him. Like, that's how good he has been, is that you forget that he was called up because of the injuries that occurred, and he hasn't been here for a while.
We're watching the Brewers kind of surge ahead of the Cardinals, which I didn't think the Cardinals were going to hang around, but I always thought the Brewers would come back and make this thing interesting. But this stretch following the Pirates series, my goodness, to go all the way from now to the All-Star break and not play a team that's sub 500, I find this stretch to be more interesting than that season opening stretch.
It's the magic of Score Transition, weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
4-3 Cubs, top of the 8th inning, and a gorgeous night here at Wrigley. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today, Patrick.
Okay, around we go to the top of inning number 8. Cubs lead 4-3. Caleb Thielbar, the new left-hander from the bullpen. And he'll go to work on Isaac Collins, who pops it up foul and back out of play. Cubs pitching changes. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Thielbar, 30 games. An excellent ERA of 1.75. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-2. Collins with a 2-run homer in the second, doubled his next time up. He is 2 for 3, has a wide open stance, feet spread very wide apart. Sometimes you see a guy, it looks so uncomfortable, you think, how did he ever begin using that batting stance? But if it works for him, you know, more power to him. But
it's been adjustment after adjustment to that is what it was.
Here's the 1-2 fouled off to the right, out of play.
My guess would be too much movement going forward with your head and your body. So then you start spreading your feet out wider to lessen the movement, so your head stays still, and that's what he's come to.
And now the 1-2, that's going to be strike 3 called. Collins is out, number 1. Always big to get that first out when you lead by only a single tally. And the batter now is Bryce Terang.
High curveball, and Collins can't believe it. He's not a very tall guy. That ball probably crossed him somewhere around the shoulders. You can't swing at it. You give up on it early. And it did just catch the top of the strike zone in our monitor for strike 3.
Swing and a miss by Terang. Terang's been on base 3 times, a pair of singles and a walk. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. It looks like Zach Zaidman is our winner. And now the 0-1. Fastball just missing. The actual figure, 38,687. A typically close, hard-fought game between these two. It's what you've kind of come to expect over the years. 2 balls and a strike on Terang. Shallow at third is Shaw, just in case. Here's a drive, left center, trouble on the run, and Pete Crow Armstrong makes a sensational catch. Unbelievable. He came out of nowhere. It was a liner more toward left than it was toward center. I had my eye on Ian Happ running at the last second. Pete Crow Armstrong flew into my vision, and he made a diving catch. What a play.
I don't know what shoes he's wearing, but they got to be sizzling hot as fast as he was moving. That's unbelievable. That's to your point. You're not even looking at him to make the catch, and out of nowhere he shows up.
2 down. There's the defensive play of the game, the catch of the game. That is amazing. I mean, really.
Yeah, I
was
agree.
Watching Ian. Ian was much closer to where it looked like the ball was going to end up. And at the last second, he came out of nowhere and made a lunging, sprawling, diving catch.
Beep, beep, and there he was.
You know, he just keeps on doing things where you think,
yeah,
I don't think I've seen that play before.
I'd like to get how fast he was going in that little stretch.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pete Crow Armstrong is going to get all kinds of high fives when he gets back to that dugout. The highest of the 5 might be from Caleb Thielbar. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 4, Brewers 3. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Start your mornings with Cubs Talk, Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on The Score.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Pete Crow Armstrong leads off and drives one off the video board. It's like we're watching a movie starring Pete Crow Armstrong in this 8th inning. First pitch.
That ball was launched by Pete Crow Armstrong. It hit halfway up the video board and right an absolute, no doubt, blast.
His 19th of the year. It's a big insurance run in this 8th inning as the Cubs now lead 5-3. And that's going to be all for Rob Zastryzny. Home runs by the Cubs. Another hefty home run. The official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty. Strength that's anything but ordinary. Now there's a sentence about Pete Crow Armstrong. Anything but ordinary.
There you go. Absolutely.
We're going to take a timeout. A pitching change coming up. Cubs lead 5-3. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk, middays 10 to 2 with Rahimi and Harris on The Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
Risk is the show where people tell true stories they never thought they'd dare to share. A podcast all about human connection and radical honesty. All through June for Pride Month, Risk will be featuring the stories of LGBTQ folks from all walks of life. You'll laugh, cry, and maybe even end up feeling a little bit better. Go get Risk on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Cubs fans, check out the Compound Podcast with Chicago Cubs outfielder Ian Happ. Listen as Ian takes you behind the scenes as he and his guests share what it's like to live the baseball life.
Do you want to talk about the cutter in off?
Yeah, I don't know how you kept that fair, let alone hit it over the fence.
It's one of those blackout swings where you just black out. It happens a few times a year where you just black out. You're not really sure how you did it.
Behind the scenes talk with Chicago Cub Ian Happ, only from the Compound Podcast.
Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Finals on the board. The Cardinals, a 12-2 drubbing of the White Sox. The Orioles beat the Rays 5-1. It was the Reds 6 and the Twins 5. Harrison Bader hit a 3-run home run in that game. Blue Jays beat the Diamondbacks 5-4. The Angels a 4-0 shutout victory over the Yankees. Rockies beat the Nationals 10-6, and the Tigers a 7-3 victory over the Pirates. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Grant Anderson is the new right-handed pitcher for Milwaukee. Crowd still buzzing after the home run by Pete Crow Armstrong, which came on the heels of his dazzling diving catch in the top of the inning.
I like what you said. It's like the Pete Crow Armstrong movie, the eighth inning.
Swanson pokes it foul off to the right, out of play.
That ball was crunched. I mean, you do not see balls go halfway up the video board in right field. That one, the scoreboard in right, that was way up the board.
452 feet And yes, the wind is blowing out slightly, but it was still a monstrous home run. Swanson waits for the 1-2. Cubs lead 5-3. Dansby takes outside. He just keeps getting better and better and better. Pete Crow Armstrong. It's a great thing to watch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Dansby is out number 1. He's got the raw speed. He can go get a ball. He can throw with anybody in the game, I think, right now.
Yeah.
He is learning to be almost as good offensively as he is defensively, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it really is. When you're talked about being the best defensive center fielder, you know, we see the National League guys for sure in the National League. I mean, you know, you think about that.
He's got 19 home runs, 58 runs batted in. And there is a pitch to Michael Busch, and it's in for a strike, 1-1.
The catch he made in the 8th inning to end the inning was incredible. He came out of nowhere. I mean, he ran a long, long way to go get that ball.
Swinging a foul out of play.
I believe we'll give that the catch of the game, don't you think?
I would say so.
Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover the weekend getaway in Des Moines where only the S's are silent because the crowd isn't when he makes a play like that. Find all the fun at catchdesmoines.com.
Michael Busch tonight, 1 for 3, left-handed batter wearing dark blue batting gloves on either hand. Takes one a little bit high, fastball, 2-2. Milwaukee will have the 9-1 and 2 batters up in the 9th. It looks like Daniel Palencia will be there to confront them. And the 2-2. Line drive, 1 hop to Turang, who backpedals, gloves the ball on a bounce, and throws to first in time. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Cubs 5, Milwaukee 3, and the batter Carson Kelly.
Pretty good play by Turang at second base. Ball's hit on a line, and instead of coming in or holding his ground, he backs up 1 good step and gives himself a really good chance to catch a longer hop.
See if Kelly can get himself a knock. Carson 0 for 3 in the game, couple of strikeouts. Cubs trying to make it 4-1 on the homestand, with 5 games to go after this one. There's a big chop, slowly hit foul toward third. 2 more games against Milwaukee tomorrow night and a day game Thursday. And then the Seattle Mariners come in for the weekend. Two down, nobody on. Kelly waiting for Anderson. And the 1-1. That's going to be taken high for a ball. Tough play of the game. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. I'm going to say PCA again.
Yeah, I was just saying that just.
That was a big degree of difficulty. Chopper to third, short hop beautifully by Durbin. What a play by the Brewer third baseman, Caleb Durbin. He just took a base hit away from Carson Kelly with an excellent play. That ends the 8th inning. We go to the 9th. Fasten those seatbelts. Cubs 5, Brewers 3. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Michael Busch. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across the cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
A spring evening is the ideal time to invite some friends over, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew Baja Blast with a wave of tropical lime flavor, and catch the NHL Finals. Because cross-checks on ice deserve exhilarating refreshment served ice cold.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't. And you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Chicago, the 4th annual Southside Summer Festival will take place at Marist High School on Saturday, July 19th. Southside Summer Festival features 3 live bands on Marist Field, including Boy Dog Pondering in their only summer concert in Chicago.
Complicated, it's all right.
And Michael Glubicki of Rusted Root with Dirk Miller.
Send me in my way. Send me in my way.
Along with Red Pop Fury, open to ages 21 and over. Tickets start at $35 and can be purchased by visiting Marist.net. Southside Summer Festival is sponsored by Baracco's Pizza and Marquette Bank.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. And guys, you can make your Chicago Cubs Players All-Stars Caster 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star ballot daily at Cubs.com/All-Star. Pat?
Zach, thank you. 9th inning has arrived. Cubs 5, Milwaukee 3. Joey Ortiz takes a strike from Daniel Palencia. The flame-throwing right-hander coming back 0-1. Ortiz will take upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Palencia 6 out of 7 in saving games. And now the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a sharp breaking ball. Cubs pitching changes. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Valencia always works out of the stretch. And now the 1-2. Strike 3 call. 101 miles per hour.
When you throw 101 miles an hour, an occasional wrinkle is all you need. Just rear back and cut her loose.
Cubs lead by 2, 1 down, nobody on 9th inning. Sal Frelick stepping in. And he'll take a fastball inside. Please stay tuned for the toast of the game. You don't have to stay long because that's coming up here in a matter of seconds. Sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. And that's Ron Coomer's assignment. Here comes the 1-0. Taken high for a ball. 2-0, Ron.
How about just for entertainment value, we just give it to Pete?
I like it.
The great catch in the 8th inning in left center that I don't know how many other people on the planet could make that catch, and then a 450-foot blast to right.
There's a strike, 2-1. Please stay tuned for Zach Zaidman's postgame show. It's also known as the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show. And now the 2-1. Pop fly. It's going to be playable on the infield. Shaw's going to make the catch, 2 down. Now the Cubs 1 out away from a big win in the opening game of this 3-game series. 5-3, 2 down, bases empty. Jackson Churio will step in to face Palencia.
Toast of the game brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Churio taking inside.
And this ninth inning is brought to you by Boss Power Tools. The more you boss, the more you feel like the boss.